Following is a Scotch Media production.
I think if you start at respect, a lot of stuff starts to change, right?
And dumping trash all over the place and parking in front of someone's driveway is not respect.
We're back for another one. We've done some changes, you can see.
Yeah, looks a little different.
Little cleanup to the studio. Looks good. Little sound, little mods on the sound. Sounded good.
Sounds good.
I'm super happy with it. Got to be honest. Fixes on
Sounds good.
Fixes on the face. Fixes on everything.
Yeah.
Fixes all around. Fixes all around.
Little
All right,
upgrade.
lead us into what we're going to talk about today.
We're going to live up to our Gen X curmudgeon-y reputations, and we're going to talk about our biggest pet peeve.
Yes, I've grown to get a few of them. I think as we get older, right, we just kind of naturally I think the term that all the kids are using is less fucks to give.
Yeah.
You have a lot of fucks to give when you're younger. Then you the fuck bucket gets lower.
Or we are an unbothered queen and an unbothered king.
Unbothered.
Yeah.
But there are a few things that poke.
We're bothered by some things.
There are definitely some things that piss us off. I got to be honest. A couple of things that just make me go, fuck. We're going to get into those.
We're going to talk about those.
Because we want you to let us know. And I think we're definitely going to have to send the boys out on this one. I know I've been saying that a lot lately, but we're going to make a list. What scares the shit out of you?
Yeah.
Episode before this one, whatever that was.
Yeah.
Episode, I don't know.
Yeah. Particularly natural disaster-wise.
Particularly natural disaster. Can't be like bugs. It's got to be something fucking like, and it could be like, death of a family. I understand that. That's inevitable. Like, we all know that's going to come. But I want to talk about like shit like, man, I never in a million years thought there'd be a graveyard under my house. Watch the episode. You'll understand my reference.
Right.
So we're going to put up here, what scares the living shit out of you?
Yeah.
Then question 2 is going to be this one.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
Pet peeve irks you?
A pet peeve should be something that, like, it might not bother everyone.
Might not bother everyone. It might. It might not. It might be very, very,
It can't be something serious like the existence of a horrible disease like cancer or something like that.
It's got to be something that just kind of...
That bothers everyone. It's got to be something that is like a little... It's not gonna bother everyone, but when you see it,
it just pokes the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
Just pokes you.
Yeah.
You want to start?
You want me to go first?
You go first.
I'll go first.
Go.
People who don't return the grocery cart at the grocery store. Oh, there's a special place in hell for those people.
Jesus. You went to that already. And I've been this woman a long time. I've known her.
I'm not talking about one-off examples where, you've got a broken leg or, you're 9.5 months pregnant or something. I'm not talking about those very specific examples. I'm talking about the average person that walks to the car with their grocery cart and then just leaves it wherever they parked.
She fucking goes apeshit.
And walks their perfectly healthy ass into their car and drives away. It drives me insane.
Especially when there's one of the little corrals nearby. Like, I've seen her stare. And my wife is the most mild-mannered but she sees that and she's just like... And I'm like, oh, no, man. I'm like, almost like, hey, man, I'll put it back for you. Hey, I'll do it. And the guy's like, no, man, fuck. No, seriously. Just please let me put it back. Because I don't want to hear about it.
My night's going to be a lot better if you let me put it back.
My night's going to be so much better if you just let me put it back. Just let me put it back.
In my mind, to me, and again, this is a story I'm telling myself, is that it is...
She's Aldi's, like, golden, like, person. Like, that's her.
The story I'm telling myself is that in my mind, it is the absolute height of laziness. And drives me insane. I know I might be alone.
No, and I don't. It doesn't bother me the way it bothers you, but now it's become because being with you so long. And I've always been a person that's put it away. It's never bothered me.
Yeah. No, I know.
Now I'm not going to say in my younger years, I didn't pull like dickhead stuff, like stick it in the planner. Like you stick the front legs in the planner, just kind of like. Because here's why. One of my first jobs, I bagged groceries, and part of that was, hey man, go out and get the carts.
And so you liked getting out of the store to go out and walk around and get the carts? Is that why you said it? So you wanted to give that experience to someone else?
I just think it was because, well, I mean, there was a dude.
You wanted to get the fuck out of the store.
I wanted to get the fuck out of the store. Like, I hated doing go-backs. Like, no one ever wanted to do go-backs.
No, those were terrible.
That's when you come back and you go, boy, I really don't need the olive tamponade. And you stick it on the gum rack.
Yeah.
And then some poor kid had to go take that shit back. And you don't want that job. Like, no one wants that job. You don't want it. You don't want that job.
It was terrible.
It's a horrible job because it's just like, it's monotonous. You would probably like that job. I wanted to run around and push the carts and like slide.
I worked in a grocery store.
I know you did.
I did not like that job.
I know.
I just liked
no
working.
one liked.
I just liked working the cash register and bagging the groceries.
I felt no one liked go-backs.
No.
No one liked go-backs.
No.
But I liked getting the fuck out and going. So it was like, to me, it was always like, fucking man. Like, and the further they were away, it's like, dude, I gotta walk. Now I'd be like, shit.
I get it. I get that. Like, some people's argument is, well, they have people that do that, right? They pay workers to go around. Yeah, they pay workers to go out to the receptacles and bring them all into the store. They don't pay workers to go skip around the fucking parking lot and pick up 65 different grocery carts over the place.
Hey, listen, I got my job done. I was happy. And for that time in my life, it was a good job. And I think if we allowed kids to have more fun on the job like that, get the hell out, go pick up the stuff and walk around for a bit and not do, dumb shit.
Well, kids today aren't going to do that because they have cell phones to look at when they get a break.
They all have to start an empire too. So like that's beneath
well, that too.
12 years old, they got to have an empire. So it's beneath them.
That too.
Let's not get into that though.
But that is my biggest pet peeve.
Big pet peeve. That's a big one big one, guys.
Big one.
Big one for her.
Huge.
Huge.
Big mistake. Big. Huge.
I've got a lot. I've got shit. I've got a lot. I don't know. Like, I'm getting to be that old guy that cleans the streets. And like, I blow off the streets. Like, not just in front of our house, like the block. So I think trash is a big one for me. Like, just people like, because I'll go and I'll pick it up and I have a little thing that's like I have a bag and like a little claw, like and I'll walk around and you can come see me, visit me, say hi. I'll get a companion hook. You can come and we do a walk. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe you come pick up trash with Pete. But it's people that
neighborhood cleanup with Pete.
That blatant neighborhood cleanup with Pete. That blatantly just leave shit. And it's none of my neighbors or anything. It's fucking heads that just come into the neighborhood and just shit all over it.
Well, we live in a very
popular
for tourists, for all over the city. People come to the neighborhood as a destination.
Yeah, but it's like just no one has. I've seen people just dump. You can tell. Okay, they ate here. They got drunk with their car and then they just dumped the shit out of it. Like that to me is just to the point of like, it's just shitting on everything in so many levels. Like Mother Earth, Pete,
everyone,
like the neighborhood, everyone, like
anyone else that walks by.
It's such a fuck you. It's just like, I don't fuck you. Like I don't even care enough to go as I'm going home, throw it like, or package it up enough to just be like. And it's like, oh, that gets me, man. Like that just, And I guess this goes hand in hand, just that blindness of courtesies.
Yeah.
Right? I think that brings us to our parking.
Yeah, but before we get to the parking, the garbage thing reminded me of, and you don't see it as much anymore because people just don't smoke cigarettes as much anymore. It's just not.
Oh,
really, just throwing the cigarette butt on. It's like the world is my ashtray.
Yeah, it's hard.
Mother Earth is my ashtray.
It was a weird one. And I think it was because it was, but I like, okay, that's a cigarette. And I get it, right? It's this big, but it's maybe every 2 weeks, there's just like a pile of like wings and like 4 or 5 styrofoam things just spewed in the street. And I'm just like.
Beer cans, alcohol bottles.
Like, come on, man.
Come on, man.
Just dumped.
Yeah, I was like, who raised you to just be like, my mom would be like, pick that up or I'll break you fucking, and she would break you fucking, pick it up. And you're like what happened to people? Would. And thanks for that, Mom. Thank you. Like, right? Like we were having a conversation.
It's good, Mom.
With, we're having a conversation with Josh about this.
Yeah.
Speaking of the boys, and we were talking about like who, like Like, who raises some people? And not Josh. Josh was raised very well. We talked about this was more like sometimes it's fucking flabbergasting. Like, how the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, where did you think that was okay?
Yeah.
And I just think that there's
Wild.
more in, which brings us, and this doesn't bother me per se as much as I think it's hysterically comical to watch people's reactions is definitely this one, in my opinion.
The next one?
It's a peeve, right? But I think it's more like we yell it out across the house just to make sure we can like capture it because it's so blatantly
It's so wild.
wild.
Yeah, the next one, this one, yes, it doesn't so much bother us as much as we think it is
I think it's incredible.
incredible that these people exist.
Oh yeah, like they don't even.
I get that we live in a destination neighborhood, and if you live in a neighborhood like that, you have to put up with people coming into your neighborhood and the crowdedness and everything. And there are benefits and there are
benefits and yes,
whatever the opposite of a benefit is.
Negatives.
Positives and negatives.
There's a positive and a negative.
Yeah. There's definitely both. So one of the negatives is people constantly block our driveway with their car. Like
Constantly.
park there.
Constant.
Blocking our driveway.
It's constant.
Like
Not
every
just
day.
that, parking in front of. We have a fire hydrant, and people like hours.
Yeah.
Hours.
Yeah.
Just leave hours. And the best part to me is the funniest part to me is watching people get out and have the mental
conversation.
with
Should I do
themselves
this?
of
Do you think they can get out?
and then the best is me out front watering
Yeah.
and then looking at me being like, you think? And I'm going to be like, what do you think? What the fuck do you think? And they're just like, well, I mean, you could get out. Can I? Can we get? I should move, right? Hey, man, is it cool to park in front of a hydrant? What do you think? What the fuck do you think? If you have to ask me if it's not, yo, bro, I know this isn't cool, but they're going to fuck with me. Not that. It's always more like,
Well, and then
it's like, come on, man, don't be a fucking. They'll be like,
there's
yo,
the
they're going
ones-
to fuck with me out here?
then there's the ones that are like, oh, what do you mean? You can't get out.
My favorite is when they're like, oh, I didn't, ooh. And you're like,
Those are always the girls at yoga.
oh, yeah.
Those are always the yoga girls. So
They get away with it in my case.
of course they do.
Just letting you know. Sometimes they
course
can be
they
like,
do.
you think? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's all right. Yeah, I had to drive over the curb and reorganize my fence, and that's all right. That's not true. That is not true. I am not that easy. I am not that easy.
No, the yoga girls are always the, ooh, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, that's your joint. That's a
And then it's
driveway.
the
And you're like,
then it's the like the Ladybird Beltline drinking crowd is the, hey, what do you think I can
yeah, they're
park
the
here,
like,
right?
so like, bro, what do you? And you're just like, what do you think? What's the first thing in your mind, right? Like when you look at fire, will it burn me? What do you fucking yes? So you don't do it. It's like when you usually look at something, you're like, and you know it's like can't park. Where in what fucking world is it okay to park in front of a fire hydrant? Where Chicago, that dude would literally close his door and go beep beep, and there'd be a person there like
There'd be a boot.
$200
No,
ticket
no.
and a boot.
I was gonna say there'd be a boot
There'd
already.
be a boot and like one of those fucking stickers they put across your window so you can't pull it off. Like 30 seconds here. We've seen shit, 3-4 days. We've had to call stuff in and be like, hey, we think there's an abandoned car. How long has it been there? 4 days? Well, is that in front of a fire hydrant? I've never seen anything like it. And this city is especially unique about it. Like Atlanta takes some of their shit too. It's almost it's like that you think and you're just like, come on, man.
There's like a saying, like Atlanta is not a real place. Like in Atlanta, that's a saying. People from Atlanta say Atlanta is not a real place. And I finally understand that. Like after living here so many years, like the shit you see here,
bananas, man.
you would never see anywhere else.
We should make it a contest. Come and sit with us on the front porch. We've seen shit out in this front of this house that I swear to Christ
Would blow your
you're just
mind.
like, oh my God.
Did that happen?
Did that just happen? did I just witness? That's what I'm saying. That's why we're going to send the boys out more on the Beltline.
Yeah,
and that's going to be, I think, so question 1, what scares the shit out of you?
Yeah.
Question 2,
We'll do another
pet
one of
peeves.
these.
Maybe a pet peeve.
Pet peeves.
Right? And I don't know. Maybe society has just gotten, I don't believe it because I think a lot of people out there are like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'd hope so. I mean, I don't want to, I mean,
No,
all
more
this stuff
people
is
are like, what the fuck then? But I
think we should reach out to.
I think there's, that's dwindling. The what the fucks are dwindling.
I don't know. I mean, I think there's what the fucks, but I think there's a new group of what the fucks behind us. Like, I think Shay is a what the fuck.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely it's not a generational thing. There've been asshole baby boomers out there parking their cars and blocking our driveway.
It's not a specific. It's not a and it's not a group of people. It is not an age group.
It's not a young people thing.
It's not a demographic. It's not a race. It is not. I've seen shit. I'm like, Bentleys. I've seen Bentleys parked out there. I've seen dumps parked out there. I've seen nice middle of the road cars out there. I've seen males, females, every race, gender. You can name it. I've seen it. It's just a respect thing.
It is.
I think is really what it comes down to, right?
Totally.
Like with our comment today, like beautiful mutts. Like, aren't we all? Aren't we all just beautiful fucking mutts? Like, a dude's like, man, your dogs are beautiful, bro. And I'm like, yeah, they're just beautiful mutts. I tell him, he's like, haha, I love that. I'm like, well, aren't we all? All just beautiful mutts. Like, look at that shit. Like, it all really comes down to fucking respect.
Yeah.
In the end.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a shit as long as you like, I think if you start to respect, a lot of stuff starts to change, right?
And dumping trash all over the place and parking in front of someone's driveway is not respect. And not returning the grocery cart to the grocery cart receptacle.
It's always back to the fucking grocery. Jesus Christ with the grocery cart.
It all goes back to respect.
Jesus Christ with the grocery cart. We hear you with the grocery cart. No, I hear you. And I think maybe if we all just start a little more respect-esque behavior, maybe that would be a little less
RESPECT.
Find out what it means to me. I think we need to do it. I do. It's respect.
Let's bring back respect.
Bring back respect. And I think that's funny because Shay talked about this. Remember, Shay was doing some of her stand-up and she's like, yeah, I did some stand-up about being late. And people were like, fuck you, being late's the new cool thing. And I was like, man, when was being late ever like she got beat up. Remember, she got beat up for that shit. She came in, she was like, holy shit, man. These people went crazy because I said, like, boy, what's up with everybody being late? Like, I don't get it. People were like, fuck you, man. Being late's my choice. And you're like, what? It was just people like it's a weird thing about being late now. And I was just like, yeah, I can't do it. Like, it's not mine. No.
That's another pet peeve of yours.
Oh my God. And I understand, like, look, it's like a little bit here or there. Like, I'm not saying, like, if you're not on the button or early, but it's like, and I understand Atlanta because Atlanta is I've never seen traffic. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to any of it. Like, it's insanity.
Right,
so
there's
I can
always going to
understand,
be instances where you're late for
and
that.
it's like fine, but like, don't play it off to like, yo, it's cool. It's because of, no.
I'm always late. Time is a construct.
No,
I get it.
No.
Time is a construct.
It's a construct, but that's different. I'm not talking time here. I'm talking commitment.
Yeah,
and
no,
I'm talking,
that's just
I need you. That's disrespect.
That's just your disrespectful dickhead. Yeah,
you're disrespectful dickheadress, like whoever the fuck you are. You're an asshole.
Right.
And it's like, I just don't. And it's like one thing to call and be like, hey, like we worked one of our interns. The kid was incredible. Showed up 10, 15 minutes early. Was always on. And one time he showed up like 5 minutes late. And he was so tore up about it. And I was like, I give it like a window, right? It's like a 10 minutes. Like I understand there's leniency, and I understand.
But he also
especially,
let's be clear. He was upset that he was late, and he texted ahead of time saying
and he texted like an hour before. Like how not
so
even.
This kid is
like,
super responsible.
Yeah, super responsible. He was wonderful, but it's like to the stuff where you look at it and you go like, hey, I get it, and I don't want to ever be that person that's like. But like some of this stuff of like, I'm 30 minutes late, and you just kind of stroll in like.
Or that like chronically late thing. Like,
chronically
you know me, I'm always late. It's like.
No.
I do.
No, like I don't want to have to play, they're always late, so we always tell them it's 30 minutes. What are you, an infant? What are you, a fucking infant? Like, get there. Like, I don't, like, then set your own, like, why do we have to set... I don't understand. I never.
Why does everyone have to adjust to you? Why
Yeah,
don't you-
I don't understand that. Like that's a big one for time, and I think it like one boils down to respect. And I mean, this
Yeah,
could
it
be like
does.
people could hate this fucking episode, or you could tell us some dish. And I'm not pointing out anybody. Like I don't know. I mean, I've 90% of these people I've never met, seen. I don't know who the fuck these people are. I'm sure they're
No.
wonderful people.
Yeah.
But like, if I was out with them,
Well, I'm sure I
if
do-
I was out with them and they pulled that, I would never hang out with them again.
Right,
Like,
but I'm
I'd be
sure.
like,
But I'm sure you and I do shit that are on people's
Sure.
pet peeves
Sure.
list. That
Sure.
like would be like that's
Sure.
just a normal thing.
Yeah,
And-
Pete's a dick.
Yeah.
I'm sure that everybody's like, that guy's I'm sure pet peeve list starts at dickhead. And then I'm on it. That's how it is. And then because she's married to said dickhead. So she's on it. So it's like, I'm sure there's out there. Fuck you. Good. Thank you. Like, I'm good with that. I'm totally fine with that. I don't give a shit because that's just how life works. You just don't like everyone. And we don't.
Everyone's not gonna like.
Everyone's
ya.
not going to, sorry. So I'm telling you. And that starts with sponsors too. Fuck it. But
just-
sponsor my show now. Let me at least pick. I will not bow to sponsors. I'd like to at least nod to one. That'd be nice. So if you're out there, sponsor the show. Like we got all types of stuff. Look at this. Respect. There's a respect deodorant.
We're talking about
or some
respect
shit.
here, people.
Talking about respect. Talking
about respect.
We're talking about practice. We're talking about respect. Respect.
I would never park in front of someone's driveway and block it. Like, and you're talking to a girl who had like lived in Chicago for 5 years in Lincoln Park with street parking only. So I get it. I understand parking in small spaces and street parking and what it does. I get it. I had to do it. I would never do that because of one, like the respect thing. Like, you know me, I care way too much about putting other people out than I should probably. So
Yeah,
there's
way too much.
Yeah. So there's that. But then there's also like, I'd be fucking embarrassed to get caught. Like, I would be embarrassed that I did that. Where's the shame? Like the healthy shame or like the embarrassment? It's like that Sebastian Maniscalco.
Aren't-
Like
aren't you
stand up and-
embarrassed?
Aren't you embarrassed? Yeah. Aren't you embarrassed? It's like,
We're in trouble. Okay, we're in trouble as a nation.
That's how I feel about the shit. Like throwing the shit out the fucking like. Like I don't understand how you could just dump like that shit out of the car. It's like one thing is like, hey man, I dropped a like it. This is like full meals of food just like sprawled out across like
well, you know, there's a whole thing.
or anything.
Well, you
like-
know, there's a whole thing about Atlanta chicken wings, like Atlanta street wings. Like, there's an Instagram account about like chicken wing bones and on the
seen
Atlanta
anything
streets.
like it. I've never.
I know.
It's like one dude is just walking around like just
dumping food
flinging
everywhere.
Food everywhere. Like it's bizarre.
Like I said, I lived in Lincoln Park, heart of
Never
Chicago,
seen
like
anything
bar
like
scene,
it.
and I've never seen anything like this.
anything like it. It's weird. It's
Yeah.
very bizarre. It's like people are just too afraid to just like find the person, just be like, "Are you a fucking asshole?" It's
Yeah.
it's incredible. Like it's just kind of like I'd never seen such. And I think it just comes down to more blatant, just fuck you. You know, it's just how shit is now, right? Like it's just like, and who the hell knows who it is? Probably somebody has nothing to lose. They don't really give a shit, and
Right.
just it's the way they just kind of stick the fucking. And what that's the epitome, in my opinion, of a pet peeve. It's like someone that just wants to be that peeve.
Yeah.
Like they're here to just irk you, and it's like
That
as
just
I'm saying,
wants to
like
irk to irk.
yeah, does it kill me? No,
Yeah.
but I look out my front door and I'm like, why the goddamn white styrofoam fucking wing thing.
God damn it.
Son of a bitch. I like the parking to me is more fun because I love watching it.
It's
I love
hysterical. I love watching what type of person is doing it.
Oh,
like, you
it's
know
the
right away.
It's the best.
Like,
It's the best. You just watch and you're just like, and they're just like,
oh,
it's more like
great.
watching people grapple with their like,
I post a
you
lot.
know this is wrong.
I post a lot of them on Instagram.
Oh, it's great. You should go follow 'em.
I
It's
post
great.
a lot of
It's
them
great,
on
guys. It's
Instagram.
great.
It's hysterical.
It's the most. But I don't want to put the people. I would never do. But the car, just when it's parked, you're just like. Some of them
It's
are
so
incredible. They're always
funny.
like, you could get out right. And the best is when you see them, they're like lining it up, and you're like, like you just want to come
And
on.
the thing is, like,
come on.
they don't know. Like, the person that's doing that, like, they don't know what type of vehicles have to get in and out of this. It's like, if you're driving a giant pickup truck or an SUV, like, and you're blocking half the driveway, yeah, that car might be able to go over the curb to get in. But, like, if you're driving a Mini Cooper, like we had for a while,
No bueno.
not going over the curb.
I think it could go over an ant mound. I got a question then, real quick.
You felt it if it did.
When we send the boys out for this, what do you think the majority of people's pet peeves are going to be? Because I don't think they're going to be our old fuck pet peeves.
Something about social media. Like there's going to be something on, they're all going to be like social media, or like they're not going to be like shit like us. They'll be younger.
Okay.
Just because we're old.
What's up? Okay, so one will be social media. What do you think another one will be?
I don't know.
Because I'd like to revisit this and be like, remember we said?
Yeah, I don't know. I got to think about that. What do I think?
I can bet you it's going to
be.
be one. It's going to be about like catfishing. Like, man, I hate when I get catfished.
Oh, there's going to be a dating app. There's going to be dating
it's going to be a
ones.
dating app thing
yeah,
because like
yeah.
that to me is like.
There's going to be. I think there's going to be a lot of like social media and dating ones.
Which is going to be creepy to me because
Like
back
there's
in the
going to
day
be.
of.
Like there's going to be girls complaining about their boyfriends following other women on social media. There's going to be men complaining about their girlfriends flirting with guys on social media. Like there's going to be stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, be a lot of dating stuff.
There's going to be a lot of dating stuff.
I'm excited to see that.
I hope.
I am. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what it is. We'll know soon.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a date for the boys to go out again soon. So
Yeah.
I think we've beat this one pretty senseless.
I think so too. We've been.
Hey everybody! Thanks for watching the Peeve podcast. If you're out there and you're looking for some sponsorships for your brand, reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you guys. Also, please like and subscribe, comment. You have no idea how helpful that is to us. And here's a new one. If you want to be on the podcast, hit us up in our DMs at Scutch Media. We'd love to hear from you, hear what your story is. Maybe it fits. Maybe you come on and you join us. Thanks again, guys. We love you a lot.